Kings and Queens, this is Queen J, and I'm back, and this is Talks with Queen J. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and let me know what you guys think. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So, this video is going to be about, there was a video going around that had four black male inmates handcuffed to a table in prison, and handcuffed to the table, and their legs were shackled as well. This incident happened June 4, 2017, and we're just now seeing and hearing about it in 2019, in the month of January. Now, I do have the video to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the video. There's also a little interview with one of the inmates that it happened to at the end. And then I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I went out to recreation, handcuffed, ankle shackles and handcuffed to a table that you supposed to feel safe going out there to them tables. And me and three other inmates, we go out there to them tables. Remind you, we playing spades. I was like, wow, this can't be happening. You get what I'm saying? So I got up and the other inmates got up, but we trying to get out our cuffs. We trying to get out.
Our heart goes out to the victims in this case. Yes, Mr. Rinke's in prison for life, but these inmates, these gentlemen that were there, regardless of whatever reason they were in prison, they have a right to be protected. I have no basis to believe this was a setup.
They didn't want me to come home, and they didn't want me to shine a light onto that.
So, Greg Reneg, I don't know how to say his name, Greg R., the attacker, is seen stabbing four inmates at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility, supposedly one of the most secured facilities in Ohio. So, Greg is seen stabbing one of the inmates. If one of the inmates did not free himself in time to fight him off, because you see on the video where he's just basically stabbing them up, and they're basically going around the table. And they're basically, going around the table trying to get away from him. And he's just basically just stabbing them up. You can see the blood on splattering. You can just see everything. A 7-inch shank was found in a 7-inch shank was found in the attacker's cell, and on him he had 2 shanks. And it took the guards just under 1 minute to get to the attack. There's cameras everywhere in prison. Why the F did it take so long for them to get over there? Not only did it take them in just under 1 minute to get there, but it took them more than 3 minutes to get all the inmates unhandcuffed from the table. Mind you, these men are bleeding. They're crying out in pain. They're in agony. And they're still handcuffed to this goddamn table, except for the one inmate that freed himself. And as y'all can see, handled his business, basically. Prevented lives from being lost, basically. So the next day, the authorities declined to prosecute this man, Greg R., arguing that he was already serving life for aggravated murder in 2014. So the fuck what? Because if it was a black man, they would have tacked that on, and anything else they could come up with to tack on to his sentence, whether he had life without parole or not. It would have been no question. But now, oh, we don't want to prosecute because he's already in here for life. And your point is, okay, so then just 8 months later, Greg R. and another inmate was accused of assaulting a prison guard who suffered 32 stab wounds and internal injuries. So y'all didn't want to do nothing with him then. Y'all didn't want to prosecute him. Y'all didn't want to, move him. Y'all didn't want to do nothing with him then. But now the newly elected prosecutor in Ohio charged Greg R. with both prison attacks, to which he pled not guilty to. So when it comes to your precious prison guards, now y'all want to take action. But when 4 black men's lives were at stake, I guess that didn't matter, because they're already in prison. Their lives are already halfway gone. So what do we care, right? Also, so don't think that the prosecutor is all good, because he is not. Because he also was saying that there was no evidence of this being a setup. How is this not a setup? How is this not a setup? Also, he said there is no evidence of a racial element in this case when all the inmates that are the victims were black and the attacker was white. How are you going to blatantly say that there's no racial intent? How do you know? Okay. Also, no comment was made when asked how Greg R. slipped his cuffs off and was able to smuggle 2 shanks out of his cell. But it wasn't no setup. This was a motherfucking setup. They let that man out of his handcuffs and allowed him, or probably gave him, 2 shanks to kill these black men. For what reason, we don't know. But this was clearly a setup. Because why did it take this long for them to get there? And why, when they get there, it's only one prison guard. It takes more than 3 minutes to free the rest of them? Like, no. Pure setup. No guards were disciplined in this case. No, nothing happened to the guards, but Greg R. and also his accomplice that assisted in hurting the guard, stabbing up the guard, they both got moved to Supermax high security prisons in Youngstown, Ohio. So, what do you guys think about this story? Do you guys think it was a setup? Do you think that the guy just wanted to kill people? He's just like a mass murderer. I think it's both. He's a mass murderer. This was a setup, and they knew he would do it because he just is a murderer. And we want justice. I don't know what justice looks like for this situation. They did get prosecuted and they did get moved. I don't know what more justice can happen, but we want justice. Like, why did it take this long for this story to come out? Why did it take this long for him to be moved? What it takes him killing a guard or stabbing up a guard, or for a guard to get hurt. So a guard's life is more precious than a prisoner's life. Okay, in my opinion, this was a setup. In my opinion, this was effed up. It was very sad. It's very hard to watch. And, thank God that, one of them got out of their cuffs and, beat him up, got the knife out of his hand, and basically saved lives and his own life. And it just goes to show, like, our lives don't matter. They clearly are continuously telling us that our lives do not matter. And it's not surprising. It's not, I mean, these stories are just not surprising anymore. They continuously are happening daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. But like I said, this is very sad. My condolences. My heart goes out to these inmates families, and you know, this shit needs to stop. This shit needs to stop. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this video. If you think that it was a setup, if you think it wasn't a setup, please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you guys think. Oh, and continue to hold yourselves up as kings and queens, and I love you guys. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing, and I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, thanks for all the support.